burn fat areas. People get them lower stomachs, love handles, legs, whatever, right? Is it possible? I heard it's not possible, but maybe you know something that people don't know. Is it
Yeah.
possible to spot treat those areas?
So typically we say no, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not. If you look when we're getting ready, like take a bodybuilder who's getting ready for a contest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Particularly an older one. It comes off, right? You're dieting down for your show, and then where is it? It's on the love handles, right? Or on the lower abs or wherever on, everybody has their spots. Most men, it tends to be lower back or, obliques or lower abs, right? And you have that, and why is it still there, right? And then the only way to get rid of it is to keep on dieting and keep working and dropping your calories and manipulating your macros. However, there is a study, at least one, that I'm aware of, where they had subjects do very high reps of leg extensions, right? Again, this isn't like, I'm not talking like 10 or I'm talking like 100 reps, okay? It was more like cardio but on leg extension. What they found was that the fat that the quadriceps used for fuel came around the quadriceps. You see what I'm saying? They were specifically able to measure where the fat came from. And the majority of the fat that the quadriceps were burning were from around the quadricep area, fat from the leg, not anywhere else from the body. But again, this was with very, very, very high repetitions. So given that, it might be possible, right, with very high reps to release the fat from an area. Okay, so let's say a female had fat on her quads, right? She can't get the fat off. One way she may be able to is do very high reps, and then what I would recommend is to follow that with cardio, because what the high reps did is free up the fat. Now you got to burn the fat. Okay, it freed it up, but it's now in the circulation. Now you want to maximize the fat burning by doing some cardio. And again, this isn't like just walking in and doing it. This is like very high reps. So again, how reasonable it is and how effective, I don't know, but there is data to suggest that when you train, particularly with very high reps, the fat that you're using from that muscle is coming from that area, which would be spot.
What about those machines with like a belt? You put it around your stomach and it shakes. How about that? Does that work? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Dude, my mom used to go to one like back in the like 70s or 80s, one of those.
I've seen
and
it.
I had it because, I've been, like I said, I've been involved in exercise since I was a kid. So I had to see what it was that she would go to. And I couldn't literally, it was all this like passive exercise, literally where the legs, it moved their legs. There were ones that literally did like leg extensions for them.
Somebody made money off of that, right? Of those things.
Yeah. Now, interesting on the belt, though, there is some vibration. And I don't know if you know any like vibration plates, but those do have some benefit.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about vibration, because I've seen that. Those are actually modern things. You stand on a plate, right?
Yes.
I've used one actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use it actually. But
I used to consult for a company called Powerplate, and Powerplate is a very, very high tech vibration machine. The thing is, it can't be some like cheap thing that it literally you have to be at a certain frequency and amplitude, and the amplitude is like how high and the frequency is how fast, right? You have to be, there's a specific range that's beneficial, and most of the commercial ones aren't quality enough to reach that level. It's a serious machine to be able to reach those levels of amplitude. But those can provide benefit as far as flexibility. They've been shown to lower cortisol levels. So let's say, and again, we're not as clear on cortisol as we thought we were, but we used to use testosterone to cortisol as an anabolic ratio, meaning the higher testosterone was and the lower your cortisol was, the more anabolic you were. So one goal of the power plate may be you get on it after a workout and it keeps your cortisol lower than if you just stop the workout, which means you might be in a higher anabolic state. Also, growth hormone levels have been shown to increase on the power plate as well, and in numerous other benefits. And it has to do with the way the body receives it, because the body, right? When you're standing on a platform, right? Normally you're just standing there, and the body, it's like homeostasis. The body's like, okay, you know where I am, right? But if the floor is constantly moving under you, now the body has to readjust constantly. And so it's this constant like math that the nervous system is doing, and then trying to fire back that provides that benefit.
What I read about it, I don't know. Like I don't know if the one I've seen was like that high quality, but I've read on it. It's supposed to replace cardio if you just stand on it or something. Some people do like sit-ups, like they sit up, do some kind of exercise while on the plate. But I don't know,
Yeah, nothing replaces cardio, but
right. but cardio. Gotcha. But one last thing I want to ask you about the treating the stubborn fat areas, right? And you mentioned before that the only way to do it really is by approaching the whole body, right? But what if, let's say, if, even for a bodybuilder, let's say you look good shoulders, chest looks good, and it's just certain areas that are left. And if you're going to continue doing the full body thing, you might be losing muscle on the top and the bottom, but just not addressing the midsection. You know what I mean? Like, how do you still keep the mass on top?
Yeah, because you're dying.
That's because you're dieting down.
Yeah, that is a huge problem. That's why professional bodybuilders have to rely on drugs. There's, you have to stand up, right? How do you stay? Yeah, how do you build muscle while you're dropping serious body fat? Yeah. So like I said, you could try, like I said, very high reps for that area. Let's say it's the obliques. You do a lot of high rep oblique exercises and then immediately do cardio. Again, might provide some benefit.